that I'm going to be doing on my monk. Just for a little background information, this season I've already got KSM on my Guardian Druid, but I've also have another character that I've got 1800 rating that I did early on in the season when I used to be raiding, but I've stopped raiding and I kind of took a big break from the game, and this is me coming back from it. So just so you kind of know, I have done tanking before. I was a Hot Paladin main when it came to Mythic Plus last season, near the end of it, especially when most of the time I kind of get AOTC, and then I spend the rest of the season just doing Mythic Plus with friends or guildies, but a lot of the time I did pug, and that's what I'm going to be trying to really get into now, is by doing this completely, no friends, no friend list, no guildies, nothing. So one of the reasons I've done the monk is actually monk is one of the few classes I've never properly played before. So I've never mained it in raid, in Mythic Plus at all. It's only ever been kind of a character I get to 70 at the end of the expansion, because I always try and go into the expansion at the max eye level, just so that means next patch, if it's really good, I can switch to it or play it if I needed to or wanted to. So going over this challenge is going to be very simple, kind of like a lot of other people's one, where it's going to be, I'm not going to be taking gold from any of my other characters. So the gold I managed to farm on my druid isn't going to be helping me at all right now. This is all gold that has been left over on this guy from when I've leveled it in the past, or when I've ever sold anything to make any profession type stuff. Next is I'm actually going to allow myself to group up with people if they stay in my key. So most of the time it'll be my own key I like to do, because I find it's a bit easier, I get more of a choice, but I won't be taking people who are like really high eye level. So for the most part it will just be people who are signing up to my keys. If they sign up, great. If they don't, whatever, it happens that way. A lot of the time, if they ask me, do you want to continue on with this key? You want to go into the next key? I'll see if I want to, and then I'll keep them. But I won't be keeping these people in purpose or ask them myself, because then I kind of feel like that's making the challenge a bit easier. Like, say I'm doing a 10 and I get someone who's boosting their friend. I'm not going to keep them just because I know their friend's going to get boosted. And that's another thing. I'm not going to be taking any people that have got like their 3.2k, on their main, and then they've got someone who's not got any IO themselves. So that's kind of the plan. There's no boosting people, no asking friends, no guildies, no people off the friends list. So it's a nice simple rule set. No gold coming from other characters. Now, one of the reasons I've done this as a tank, even though I've played it before, is that I think tanks are one of the few rules that, well, everyone's been in Group Finder knows how difficult it is when you're looking for a tank in like Group Finder. It takes the longest time. So that's one of the reasons I've done this. But also I think tank, I know some people are going to get heated about this. Tank's one of the easiest classes to play, I find. So the only reason I feel like saying this is I know as a healer, you kind of, what it's like as a DPS, I know what it's like, and it just means being the tank, you have the most amount of control, and I'm going to try and show that off. It's like you get to choose everything, you kind of get things coming your way, and it makes it a lot easier for yourself. So yeah, that's kind of all the challenges. In the background right now, it's just going to be a sped up version of all the keys I have been doing. So not keys, time walking dungeon and also heroic dungeons. The reason I've done all this is just because this happened last week when it was time walking, just to make it a little bit easier, just to get that little extra foot in. But none of this gear is coming from other seasons. This is pretty much, this character hit 70, I mean, and then I just left it. Like, that's probably all I've done with it, to make it a bit easier for myself. Yeah, and any of the weak ores you kind of want to know, it's just a Lorax one for the class one, and then it's just a dungeon one. So yeah, I've got other classes I can play, but I'm going to be sticking to this one, seeing how fast I can do it. A lot of people do one video a week. That's kind of the process I'm going to be going through. I'm going to do it on a Thursday. That's what I'm going to try and do, just so I have all the week to do stuff, and then that means I'm not like on a Tuesday night doing my keys and then editing for Wednesday. But at the start, all it's going to show is the gear that I've got, and also I'm going to be showing what kind of stuff the keys I'm going to be doing. So, and I'll put what days I've done on, just so people can kind of get like an idea of like how much time I'm spending each day on it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to show a screenshot right now of the guy I've got right now, and to show what type of gear I'm we doing the dungeons on this week coming up. So I hope you enjoy the series. All right, but take it easy. Bye.